Hi everyone, this is Marianne and welcome to my channel. In one of my previous videos, I showed this little laminated piece that I intended to use in my disc-bound planner for all of November 2022, mainly because I wanted to focus on two main goals for the month, one of which is to work on my graduate thesis, and the second goal is because I wanted to join the National Novel Writing Month this year to write the first 50,000 or 60,000 words of my second novel. And all the other goals on here have been the same for several months. These are the things that I must do every day. And then here at the bottom are the goals that don't need to be done every day but are also essential to me. But this goal of writing the rough draft of my second novel proved to be very difficult, and later on I will explain why. But I will link in the description box my videos explaining my NaNoWriMo goal and how I prepared my planner for that specific goal. So I made a new set of daily goals and I decided to make it in pink because I would like to be in the pink of health, as pink as I reasonably can considering my chronic illness. Now I also printed the new daily goals on the same photo paper that I used for the previous one. This is just the B&E brand of photo paper. It comes in A4 size, it's 200 GSM, and it cost me only 36 pesos for a pack of 10 sheets. And on the printout, I also placed a very light gray line. This will be my guide for the final cutting. And later on, you will see how everything comes together. Now, while I am doing the cutting, let me share with you what happened. NaNoWriMo has not been going well for me because I have been getting sick. It is really just my usual chronic illness, which has been managed for years by a medical specialist using medication, and I had to have the proper lifestyle that should have less stress in it, but I have not been good at managing my stress, so my symptoms flared up recently. I struggled to keep the previous set of daily goals, but the reality is that I must always consider my chronic illness whenever I set goals for myself. So now I am leaving NaNoWriMo this year. I know I cannot finish. I did very well last time in 2012, and that first novel is already finished. I wrote the first 50,000 words in 2012, November, and I wrote the rest in June and July and August of this year. And now it has a publisher and it will be released in 2023, next year. But when I wrote the first 50,000 words of that first novel, I was a decade younger and I was not sick. Writing a novel is not physically demanding and not even intellectually demanding. I can handle all that, but it is very demanding on me emotionally. I could handle all the emotional demands of that a decade ago, but not now. Not anymore because of my age, and like I said, my chronic illness requires that I minimize stress, which includes emotional stress. I can still write novels. In fact, I still aim to write novels. That is my preferred genre to write in, but I cannot use the same method that I used to use. I cannot do the massive heaps of time in one sitting every single day. Writing 2,000 words a day requires about 4 to 5 hours. 4 to 5 hours of emotional torment is too much for me now, but I can handle an hour a day of that, which is why I have made that one single adjustment. And later on, I will show you the final comparison. Now it is time to laminate, and I use this Quaff laminating pouch. I always cut off the excess lamination before I feed the project into the laminating machine. So I have all of these scrap sheets, which comes in handy when I need to make small things like these. Like this one right here will do just fine. There will be no need to pull out an entirely new pouch. I suggest you do the same thing if you do a lot of laminating. This can save a lot of your pouches. And I'm sorry that some parts of this video are a little blurred. I sometimes forget to refocus manually. It's an option on my new phone that I actually prefer, but I haven't yet trained myself to remember doing it. But I will get better as I go along using this phone to make more videos. Now, after I have cut down the project into the final size, it is time to hole punch, but I do not use my Happy Planner punch to punch laminated sheets. Instead, I make a template using a piece of paper that is hole punched by the Happy Planner. like this one I just made. And then to create the holes on the actual laminated sheet, I just use a single hole punch and a pair of scissors. I do this because the Happy Planner punch jams when I use it for laminated sheets. And it's fine for me to do it this way. I don't create laminated sheets that often. And finally, it is time to place this on my disc-bound planner like so. It sticks out a little bit at the top because I want it to act as a page finder for the day. And here's the final comparison between the previous set of daily goals and this new set of daily goals. As you can see, they are pretty much the same set of goals, except that previously I aimed to write 2,000 words a day, specifically because of the NaNoWriMo challenge that happens from November 1 through the 30th. As for the work on my thesis, it is not emotionally demanding, it is not physically demanding, but it is intellectually demanding. But I can deal with that. No problem at all. I'm just a slow thinker, but intellectual demands I can deal with without stressing myself out. So 6 hours a day for thesis work is reasonable for me, so I kept it. I will be using this for the foreseeable future, I think until my thesis is finished, perhaps by January or February. On this new set of daily goals, I will write only 500 words a day for my second novel. And more or less, like I said, that will require maybe an hour or so. And that's reasonable enough length of time for me so that I will not be too stressed. I mean, there will always be some emotional stress, and it's okay if it's good stress because there is such a thing as good stress. But anything longer than that will be bad stress for me, and that's what I'm trying to control. However, writing my second novel is also very important for me, so this is the compromise that I can strike with myself. Setting goals is different for people with chronic illness because we have a limited amount of energy every day, and we have to sort of ration the energy. There is a spoon theory that applies to people with chronic illness, and I will link it down below. If you have a loved one with chronic illness, I suggest you go check out that link because that will help you understand them and give them support. So for now, I think these new set of goals are more realistic considering my medical condition. I can still achieve what I want without suffering for them medically as I move forward. And that is my little video for you today. I hope you found this helpful and I hope you're all well. Thanks for watching. Bye.